Okay, Saturday, 9th of May 2026. So, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Bitcoin. Why you want it to be boring, thanks to hyperbitcoinisation. Now, as the first principles of Bitcoin and the technology itself, the awareness, understanding, the principles, the benefits, etc., become more widely understood, appreciated, valued, and sought after, it is going to be ingrained further and further into the financial world, basically. And by definition, everything else in the world. Mortgages, structure, forex, everything. And we're talking 15 years or so from now, kind of thing, at that kind of level. Fully ingrained to the point where it makes no political, financial, or societal sense to undo the changes that are going to happen over the next decade. In the same kind of logical way we'd say today, in the UK, for example, we should drive on the right side of the road. No one's saying that because it's too costly to change the signs, and the culture is too ingrained, left versus right, things like that. So we want Bitcoin to be boring because it indicates that it is becoming more integrated into everything else around us. Bitcoin adoption. We could say this is a 200-week moving average as well. That the network every single day gets stronger by $40, $50 worth. Every single day gets stronger and stronger. The realized price gets higher and higher. You will never see those lower prices ever again because there are more buyers. There are more buyers of last resort. There are more hodlers, essentially, we could say. So, things are happening. Now, we want it to be boring because it's going to be internalized. And that's hyper-Bitcoinization. Hyper-Bitcoinization is a bit of an overly fancy word because it sounds too specific and unique to Bitcoin, where actually it could be applied to basically everything. Hyper-Bitcoinization says that Bitcoin is going to be integrated into every single aspect of the world without people even realizing or knowing it. So it's that meme, that quote, that phrase, the revolution won't be televised. It's that, essentially. Now, hyper-Bitcoinization means it's going to be everywhere. It will be everywhere. You won't even realize it, and you don't need to understand how it works or what it does. In the same logical sense, the internal combustion engine, you don't need to understand how it works in order to use the car, to drive the car and benefit from the car, or even a taxi, or even a lorry, or a train, or an airplane, things like that. You don't need to understand it in order to benefit from it, because then you could say we live in a internal combustion engine-ized world. So the hyper-Bitcoinized world is on its way. Why? Because the game theory, the incentives, everything is kicking into it. I did a video a week or so ago saying study Bitcoin harder, study Bitcoin harder, study Bitcoin harder. Because there are forces at play that go beyond the FUD and fear and doubt uncertainty of a decade ago. Oh, is it a scam? Oh, who invented it? Oh, the origins, blah, blah, blah. All those things have been washed aside. Now the big players, the sovereign wealth funds, the ETFs, the big companies, are China, Russia, who knows who else, is slowly moving in. Liechtenstein strategy and moving into the place. The days of, say, Elon in 2021, the richest man in the world, affected the market from a tweet or whatever, and the whole thing crashing, are gone. And just how, in the same logical sense, 15 years from now, maybe even 6 years from now, 5 years from now, end of the decade, there'll be companies out there and countries that are hoovering up more Bitcoin than what strategy is today. Maybe there'll be a company out there, there'll be a country out there 5 years from now who will buy the amount of Bitcoin that strategy, Michael Saylor's strategy, how many Bitcoin they buy in a month through STR or whatever else. But this country will buy that in a day, in an hour, in a minute, things like that. They'll be so processed. The process will be so streamlined. It'll just like that. Why? Because they'll understand the geopolitical implications of it. It'll be just ingrained in the memorandums or the mandates or the memos of countless meetings with different departments and different sections to understand different sections of the government. High up echelon parts of it to understand why they need it as a geopolitical tool. And then you'll notice two things. You see a ground-up approach of Bitcoin adoption, which is what happened over the past 16 or so years, 15, 14 years. And a bottom-down approach is what you're seeing now. Today, we say STR, BlackRock, Liechtenstein, El Salvador, and What, Bermuda, Bhutan, and China and Russia, the U.S. Navy having a node, things like that. It was admitted in Congress a few days ago that China, it's suspected that China is secretly stockpiling Bitcoin as well. Come on, don't be so naive. It's a bit adversarial to say that, but come on, of course they are. Come on, of course. You think Canada is secretly, no, not Canada. Uh, you think, yeah, Russia, China, Brazil, India. Do you think they're probably secretly mining it somehow behind the scenes? If Bhutan is doing it, who else is doing it more in the open? You know, maybe Brazil has its own secret little source and revenue of Bitcoin, and what was it? Iran was mining it, I think. Yeah, or the Iranian people, so to speak. So, and what's happening with the Strait of Hormuz, where they're accepting Bitcoin apparently for payments, things like that. You know, it's happening. Come on, it's happening. Study Bitcoin harder. Study Bitcoin harder. Study Bitcoin harder. So we want it to be boring because we could say the exciting part is the price. Now, interesting. Price is both the most exciting and least exciting part, in a sense of it's good for headlines and awareness and getting attention. Yeah, by all means, flash, nice. But pro tip with the markets, when it's in the headlines, the money's already been made. So when you see dollar US pair, new all-time high, for example, the money's already been made. When you see Bitcoin all-time high, money's already been made. The short sellers, the buyers, the longs, the options, you name it, it's already been made. Okay, fair enough, a little pro tip. But the price is most exciting and least exciting for the flash and awareness, because what tends to happen with Bitcoin is you come for the price, you come for the gains, you stay for the revolution. And that meme, that sentence, that statement right there compresses so many people's experience into a single little statement. People come for the price, stay for the revolution. Wow. So price is most exciting for that flash, but least exciting because, like in yesterday's video, when you know the first principles and direction of it, it doesn't matter what the price is. You know, 72, 1, 72 0, 79, 71 9, 79, 78, 81 6. Yeah, it's a rounding error in the grand scheme of things in the long term. And when you know that direction, the short-term price action, is in an hourly chart or daily chart, weekly, monthly chart, almost doesn't matter. I say almost, because as you stay in the market long enough, the price just runs away. Why? Because the first principles, the 200-week moving average, and the price do you buy it at almost becomes irrelevant. It's just a rounding error. It's just a technicality. I bought it at 79 or 80. I can't remember. Things like that, So yes, that. So the serious part is boring. Custody, backup, inheritance, tax, jurisdiction, spouse access, legal documents, emergency plans, education for heirs. Make Bitcoin boring enough to survive you. Fair enough, estate planning, fair enough. A volatile asset needs an extremely non-volatile owner. That's interesting. Because a lot of people who are in the place now, and this is talking about longevity, they have the discipline to acquire more and have patience, increase security, all these other things in general to mention and talk about and strategize, but have the long-term vision. I did a video, was it 2 days ago, I guess, don't get involved in Bitcoin. Oh, you'll start thinking long-term. Oh, no. Don't do stuff like that. So, it's fascinating. Yeah, okay. So, we need Bitcoin to be internalized and integrated in the whole world. So the idea is that in the future it's a bit meh. Oh, it's just meh. Now, that doesn't also dismiss the security risk behind it, because you could say that as the price goes up, more people would be willing. You're just going to be conscious of security as well. So, jealousy, because what's going to happen also is that it's going to create a bigger wealth divide. Well, even that's quite debatable. That's really another video, really, maybe. Yeah, but the more boring it is, because the more integrated it is, Bitcoin revolution is here. Hyperbitcoinisation is here. When it becomes mundane and everyday and just part of policy, as just a point on the agenda to discuss and address, then you've hit Bitcoin singularity. If you want to be really, really elegant and thinking deeper into it. But we want it to be boring. It maximizes adoption, and it means that awareness and understanding is well saturated. But you've also got to understand with Bitcoin, yes, there's the tech side, the first principles, that's important. You also have to understand the problem it solves, the monetary history, things like that. Both sides of the coin. There's a certain individual I know, and she's very smart, and she doesn't understand this side, and she has the IQ horsepower to understand this, but doesn't understand this side, the monetary history, and the problem it solves, in order to fully appreciate and understand and value this side. And when both of these things become normal and saturated, but that'll be 30 years at least. Kind of shows how early you are into the future. But as it becomes more ingrained in the system, BlackRock, JP Morgan, I don't know who else, someone else was going to release a new ETF, things like that, and BlackRock's income covered call ETF, things like that. Things are on this way. The more mundane and integrated it gets, the better. Because you could say, now, it hit $100,000 for the first time in early December 2024. December? Yeah. And it crashed again below that November, December, October 2025. Now you could say that in the meantime, in the bear market, let's keep it really simple. In the bear market, it is... Remember, the bear market is for builders to say, when it hits 100,000 again, the fundamentals will be a lot different. The awareness, understanding, education, infrastructure will be a lot different. Creating a stronger support, more demand, STRC, and the 200-week moving average will be a lot stronger as well. So in some way, Bitcoin's inevitable. It's the game theory is all there. The incentives are all there. Hyperbitcoinisation is on its way. Yeah. Pro tip as well. Fidelity did a report, I think in 2022 or 3. I really can't remember the name now. Something like Bitcoin Spring, I can't remember. I can't remember at all. And on page 8, they had this interesting flywheel, this game theory, and I've talked about it many, many times. Higher the price, more users, more infrastructure, more miners, more security, more hash rate, higher the hash rate, more securities, the higher the price. And that's a reflexive feedback loop, and that's it. Bitcoin's inevitable. To put it extremely bluntly, simply, in an extremely compact, compressed way, Bitcoin is inevitable. Prepare accordingly. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.